This Wednesday, November 26th, Bally's Dover will host their signature event, the Progress Pace. And there were 2 eliminations this past week to qualify for the Rich Final. Each elim had a purse of $35,000, and the top 4 finishers plus the 5th place finisher with the highest seasonal money earnings made it into Wednesday's big event. This top race in harness racing is for 3-year-old colt and gelding pacers, so let's check out elim number 1.
54 4/5. Field races up the backstretch on the way toward 3/4, and Dandy Ideal leads by a length and a half. Railroad stations there. Maniletti's on the outside with the rail. It's Fallout. Right alongside of Fallout, covered up, is Sugarman. They make the way by 3/4. They go by in 1:21 3/5. They make the way midway on the final turn. Dandy Ideal by 2 lengths over a railroad station. Back in the third now is Fallout. The outside tier drops back. They come toward the top of the stretch. Dandy Ideal, 2.5 lengths as they straighten away. Is Dandy Ideal. Jason Bartlett, they turn for home with a 3-length lead. Being chased home by railroad station and Fallout. T.H. Colby down the inside. They come toward the wire. Dandy Ideal did it easy. Railroad station tight for third between T.H. Colby and Fallout, 149-1.
Dandy Ideal won the Matron Stakes 1 week at Bally's Dover and comes back the next to win an elim of the Progress Pace. Owned by Susan Oaks, Thaddeus Wier, and Alan Johnston, the sophomore pacer cut out the fractions for the 149-1 win. Trainer Hunter Oaks and driver Jason Bartlett gathered with Al Kraszewski for an interview.
You open the quarter 26 flat, force everybody to take the tuck. Was that what you wanted to do throughout the race?
I really didn't know what was going to happen. You know, the rail here is a little bit tricky, and I know he's quick out of the gate, but I was happy that the whole field left because it actually protected my spot, and I was able to kind of seat everybody. And you know, with the rail, I was just kind of going to see how it developed early, going in the first 8.
Well, you went the opening quarter 26, and you kind of got a little bit of a breather to the half, but you buzzed that third quarter in 26 4. Was that your intent, just to rev the engines a little bit?
No, he heard the person outside of me revving the engines, and he revved his own engine. So, you know, he's push button, and you know, he relaxes until he hears somebody. And I was trying to slow him down, to tell you the truth, but he didn't want no part of it.
The fact that you've raced a couple races earlier, you had a big week, Matron week, where you won 5. Right now you have 4 wins. Does that kind of help you going into this race where you get to understand the 5/8 mile track here at Bally's Dover?
Yeah, you know, I think the starting car is probably the most crucial thing, you know, because it's a little bit different. You know, a lot of different tracks, it's a little bit different. But, you know, knowing this gate's a little bit quite different than Pocono, than what I'm used to. So, yeah, it's good to get your feet wet and, you know, just trying to learn the gate when he takes off and stuff from different spots on the gate.
Jason, congratulations. Let's talk to the trainer, Hunter Oaks. Your part owner, I take it?
No, my mother.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah.
I imagine when you drew the race and we drew the rail, that had to make you happy.
It doesn't hurt to see that.
He's been sharp all year, and this is now his 17th start. How do you keep him fresh?
You know, I'm really not that hard on him. He's a little unusual that way. He doesn't need a ton of work, and you know, last week I thought he might be a touch short, being off for 3 weeks, but coming back in a week, he was super tonight.
I take it next week we'll see you in the Progress Pace final?
Yeah, for sure.
Hunter, congratulations.
All right, we've seen the results of the first Progress Pace elimination. Now it's time to bring in elim number 2, also with a purse of $35,000. Again, this is a field of 7 speedy 3-year-old male pacers heading behind the starting gate over the Bally's Dover 5/8 mile oval.
They went by the half, 54 1/5. Field races up the backstretch on the way toward 3/4, leading the way. Prince Hal Hanover coming up on the outside. That's Pappy's Rocket with the rail. Is Captain Optimistic was back to third. They make the way into the final turn. They race by 3/4. In 1:22 and 1/5, they make the way around the final turn, and Pappy's Rocket on the outside up to get a short lead. Prince Alejandro back to second. Waffle Blue Chip follows outside, jammed up and getting shuffled. Captain Optimistic. They come toward the top of the stretch now, ready to turn for home. And Pappy's Rocket has gone up and gotten a lead. Pappy's Rocket takes the lead. Here comes Madden Oaks on the far outside. They come through the stretch. Madden Oaks is flying now. Here's Madden Oaks on the outside after Pappy's Rocket. Here's the wire. Pappy's Rocket, Madden Oaks together in 1:50 and 3.
Madden Oaks, owned by Samir Tawil, Paul Kautz, Alex Henn, and Nathan Fullmer, comes from the back of the pack to win in 1:50 and 3 by a nose. The 3-year-old paid over $30 to win for trainer Cameron Capone, with Simon Allard in the driver's seat.
Is this the first time you've driven Madden Oaks?
Yeah, it is my first time, yeah.
And did you pick up any tips from the trainer?
Well, everybody is a big fan of that horse, and he's been really, really grabby. So we try to put all the tools together and all our ideas, and we came up with a few change tonight. And he looked like he was really nice and easy, and they changed it to Lasix tonight too. And hopefully we'll come strong next week. You know.
Were you confident at the wire? Did you think you win when you went by him, or was it too close to call?
He did a big effort, so. He was getting a little tired late, but yeah, you get there. It's a big horse. Wow. When you sit behind that thing, he's like a big house.
Simon, congratulations. Now we got Cameron Capone, the trainer of Madden Oaks. Obviously, he looks like he likes the 5/8 mile track. 16 starts so far this year. How have you kept him sharp?
Well, he's hard to manage, but you just can't do too much work with him. So that's why it was hard to get him ready off 3 weeks last week, and then he bled on top of it, so we put him on Lasix, and it seemed like it really turned him right around.
Yeah, most definitely. Wins a mile 1:50 and 3. It's a little chilly tonight.
Yeah, it's a little chilly.
Happy with his performance?
Very, very. I was a little concerned sitting last down the backside, but he's got one hell of a brush, and we know that, so that's what we tried to put the equipment together tonight, and it seemed to work out everything.
Absolutely. Congratulations. I take it we'll see you next week in the Progress Pace Final.
Plan on it.
The 2 eliminations for the Progress Pace are in the books. The first 4 finishers from each elim, plus the 5th place finisher with the highest seasonal money earnings, made it into the almost $275,000 final. And here's the field of 9 superstar sophomores and their post positions for the Bally's Dover signature race taking place on Wednesday, November 26th. See you there.